mom, she's on the go. How does she do it? We all wanna know. Laughs and good stories, lessons and fun. How does she do it all? So sit right down, you're in for a treat. A show full of heart that cannot be beat. Grab your coffee, stay for a while. How does she do it all? With Olivia Howard.
Welcome to How Does She Do It All, the show where we shine a spotlight on fabulous single and solo moms and ask the age-old question, how does she do it all? So grab a cup of coffee, get comfy, and get ready for some real talk about motherhood and making it all work. And now, folks, let's welcome today's guest star, Lisa. Lisa, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, thank you for having me, first of all, Olivia. I just turned 50 on Monday.
Okay, by the way, for anybody who's listening to this in the car, she looks about 19. So
I'll hold on to that.
happy birthday. Oh, you turned, so you're a Pisces. Are you Pisces?
Aries.
You're an Aries. You're on the cusp.
Through and through.
Okay. Because I'm a Pisces. Okay. Got it.
He's through and through. So I just turned 50. I have 4 kids. They're all in their 20s and one who's 30. So they're 26, 27, 28, 30. And then one's going to be 31. And I have one grandbaby. She is 17 months old, a girl. And I am the CEO of Millionaire Morning Mamas. I am a single mom to 4. And I live in Georgia. And I love it here.
Okay. I love that.
That's the brief version of
well, I love all of that so much. And again, you're first of all, we've just been chatting for a few minutes and I can already tell you have amazing energy. So I'm psyched for this episode. Okay, Lisa, so how did you become a single mom? What was your journey to single motherhood?
Okay, so I was married for 23 years. My ex-husband and I divorced maybe 6 years ago. Even though I was married for that amount of time, I kind of felt like a single mom for a lot of it, just because he wasn't very helpful.
Yep.
That's the way to put it. He wasn't very helpful. And so I felt like that. But I really became a single mom, obviously, after the divorce, technically. And then even more of a single mom because he passed away a couple of years ago, suddenly at the age of 48.
Oh, wow.
So that really, there is only me. I'm the only parent. So that's kind of been the journey to getting there.
So how old were your kids when you got divorced?
So I had 3 in college, 1 graduating from high school. So they were early 20s.
Okay. I love this because we talk to so many moms who have younger kids when they're going through a divorce, and your kids were older. And so how did that impact your family to make a decision like that?
Yeah. I just don't think that there's any ideal time. You know, you just sort of choose when you feel like you've had enough and you can't continue to thrive or live even in that relationship. But it was rough. It was the hardest decision of my life. The kids were devastated, obviously. I mean, of course. And you feel the guilt because you're the one ending this whole family. You're destroying and breaking up the family. But I always knew deep down that at some point they would see why I had to do this and my life would reflect, right? The reason why this had to happen. And my gosh, is it reflecting it? Like they get it 100%. But it's not easy, young or old. And honestly, one of the reasons why I waited, I obviously wanted to leave many times. It was a tumultuous marriage. But one of the reasons I waited is because I knew that co-parenting with him would destroy us all. I just knew it. He would never be reasonable. He would make it a nightmare. And I was like, at least they're older and I don't have to deal with that part. Right? So that's why I kind of waited, but there's no time.
But that makes I totally get that. So you've had quite a journey since you became a single mom. So I would love for you to share a little bit before we jump into the single mom stuff about where you are now and what you've done with this. Because I would love for you to share this because so many single moms, I talk to them every day, or soon to be single moms, are like, my life's going to be over. I'm never going to make money again. I'm never going to do this. You are the opposite of all of that. And I want to shine a light on that. So what has your life been like since your divorce, Lisa?
Yeah. So I was left with $55,000 worth of debt, lost the house, went into bankruptcy, foreclosed, lost cars, everything. I mean, everything. Although I was always the breadwinner, at that point, I was then responsible for everybody and everything by myself. And that was
Yeah.
not what the court ordered. That's
Yep.
not what the judge said was supposed to happen.
Yep.
But it did. There was no financial support, zero, zero, zero. And I had to move into a room in my sister's house. I had to put some of the kids in an apartment. My youngest was in one room. I was in another room, and we had nothing, nothing. And I reflected on my career, which I supported wealthy executives in my career, which is so funny. Like, why didn't it click sooner?
Uh-huh.
But when I was at rock bottom, I kind of thought, wow, what is the common theme that I noticed amongst all of them? And that was that every single one of them was doing a certain morning routine, a non-negotiable morning routine. And it consisted of meditation, affirmation, scripting, and exercise, every single one. And I thought, wow, there must be something there. So I started to dive into manifestation and daily routines. And then I started to dive into money manifestation and the subconscious mind and all the science behind that. And I studied and studied and studied and started practicing a daily money manifesting routine, although I was in debt and had no money, right? And so I started to do that. And I learned how you reprogram the subconscious mind and the limiting beliefs and the money mindset blocks and how you manifest and attract and all of that. And my life changed seemingly overnight. Like things just started to magically happen. And I was like, wow, there must be something to this. So I kept going, paid my debt off in 2 years, launched my business in 2020, right at the start of the pandemic. I got laid off from my corporate job supporting a wealthy executive. And then my business took off. I went nose down, we couldn't leave our houses very much. So I just locked myself in and said, if I can do this and I can learn, I can teach other women how to do this, especially single moms.
Yep.
So I got on social media and I just started telling my story and I just started teaching what I was doing. And we went from, 5 people showing up to live to 100 to 300 to 5,000 to 8,000. It just grew.
I love that.
And I grew I got out of that hole and I made $1 million in 3 years. And now I make millions of dollars a year and I teach women all around the world how to do it. And it only took a couple of years. So
oh my gosh. First of all, I love everything you said. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist myself, and I'm a huge subconscious. I got certified a couple of years ago.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. So I'm laughing because I just turned 40, and part of my gift to myself was
baby.
Thanks. Was doing, moving my body, doing my subliminal audios, journaling and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, Lisa says, so I'm on the right path. I love that story so much because you did the work, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people we look at and they're like, maybe they had some help or they had this or that. You were, like you said, nose down doing the work. And the other thing is, so much of this takes time, right?
Yeah.
And you showed up and you kept showing up. And that's the beautiful part. Like you said, it was 2 people, 4 people, 8 people. So I love that so much. Okay. So what I would love for you to talk about a little bit is being a single mom to adults is different than being a single mom to children. And we never stop parenting ever.
Never.
Right. So what is your experience like being a single mom to 4 adults? Like, what do they need from you? What do you do? Like, because your day-to-day life isn't, putting them on the school bus. So what does that look like for you?
No, it's interesting because they are adults. So they are 3 years in a row. I had a baby 97, 98, 99. So 94, 97, 98, 99. And so they're all close together. And I was really young. So I'm a young mom to adults, right?
Yep.
So I'm like 18 years older than my oldest daughter.
Okay.
So we're kind of like close in age. But the difference I would say is that the needs are greater, although, you have to take care of young children physically a lot.
Yeah.
This is more like financial and life decisions and decisions that make a massive difference in their outcomes, right?
Right.
So I'm like a counselor to them. I'm like a therapist to them. I also support them financially. Everyone makes a salary from the company. And so they're able to live on their own and pay their rent and do those kinds of things. And then we dream beyond that. You want to start a business. Okay, let's start a business here. You want to do modeling? Okay, let's get it. So that's I'm like momager.
Yeah. Yeah.
When they're babies, right?
It's
like momager, like trying to get them in the different things, let them live out their dreams and then also be able to support them financially because it's expensive. I'm like, how does anyone make it?
They don't. I live with my parents, so I get it. I had
See, like,
I had to move back home after my divorce, and
how?
so I get it. Yeah, it's
You know?
impossible. First of all, I love you. I think you're amazing, and also, secondly, you need a television show, obviously, right? I
You're
mean, like,
speaking into my
I
manifestation.
can see it. It's gonna happen. It's
Word.
gonna happen, Lisa. I can see it right now.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you and your kids. You're gonna do it.
Yes, I
Yeah.
see that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
we'll work on it.
Yes,
We'll
thank you.
manifest it for you. So I want to know, because now I'm like, I want to learn everything from Lisa. Walk us through a day in the life of Lisa, because I want to know what you do as a money manifester, as a powerful CEO. And I'm going to bet you're the type of mom that picks up the phone every single time that your kids call.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Are you
Yeah.
kidding? Absolutely.
Yeah. So
No
what
matter.
does that look like? You wake up in the morning. What's the first thing Lisa does?
So typically, I would meditate, right? And I would do my whole morning routine, like I told you. And
Yep.
then after that, exercise, of course, that's a non-negotiable for
Mm-hmm.
me. Gotta move. And then I would probably, well, between 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock, I'm answering text messages and email. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
get a bunch of stuff done like early. And then I'll go to the stretch lab, and I go there every week. And it's one of my favorite
Oh,
things to do is go to the
awesome.
stretch lab. And then I'll come home and I have client calls sometimes. So I'm back to back just talking to, I have 37 private wealth mentorship clients across the world. So
Oh,
talking to them. And then I'm talking to my team all day long, back and forth, how
yep.
we're moving, what we're going, what's happening. And then in the evenings, I probably eat dinner at around 4. I don't like to eat late because I just feel much better if I don't eat late. So
Mm-hmm.
and then I chat with the kids, they check up, how's everybody doing? I'll go spend time with my grandbaby. I try to do that at
Mm,
least 3 to 4 times a week. So I
love
spend a
it.
couple hours with her, and then I decompress with reality TV.
Which you're gonna be on someday. Well, I love that, and, I love that because you're just putting yourself first in all of those situations.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to. When you
Yeah,
run companies like this at this level, and there's
yeah.
and you have to mentor a lot of people, that's a lot of energy going out.
Mhm.
So I take really good care of myself, like really good
You can
care.
tell because you have beautiful skin, and
Thank
yes,
you.
it's glowing, you're glowing.
Thank you.
So, what would you say are some, like, life hacks, tips, tricks to managing 4 kids? Because I have 2, and I always joke that 2 is like 20, so 4 kids must be, like, a lot more kids. So, what are some tricks that you use to kinda be that mom to all of them?
So, do you wanna know my tricks when they were younger or now?
Let's do a little one of each.
Okay. So, when they were younger, I am a very organized person. I cannot function in chaos. I just can't.
Yeah,
So, I had everything on a schedule. I had multiple calendars up on the refrigerator, and then we had some in the playroom. And like I was always able to see what the next thing was. And I would categorize every child by color. So, if I at a glance, blue, Calais needs to go to the dentist, and then he has to get soccer, and that whole thing. And then I honestly got help when I needed it. I asked
yeah,
my sister, and it takes a village.
it
So I
does.
I wasn't, couldn't really depend on my husband as much, but my family was around. So
Yeah,
that. And then older, the good thing is that they live on their own. I don't have to do that part, but
right.
I do have to organize vacations and holidays and all of that. And so I go back to my same resources when they were
Mm,
younger, right? I have calendars, I have everything by color. Kaleigh's gonna get this for Christmas and this, and then
mhm.
Destiny, right? And so that's how I do it.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I love it so much.
And I don't use apps. I only use a calendar app.
I
Everything
get it.
I've tried is just more work for me. So I'm like,
Yep.
forget it. I'd rather write it down.
Me too. I'm the same.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm a writer. I have journals all over the place.
same.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
What are some misconceptions about being a single mom that you would like to take this time and tell people that's not true?
Gosh, there are so many. I would probably say that that we make it look easy, but it really is the hardest job you'll ever have.
Yes.
Like, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough mentally, it's tough physically, it's tough emotionally in so many ways. When they're hurting, you're hurting.
Yep.
When like it's just weight and a burden, but not in necessarily the bad way, but it is a burden that you carry to be sure everyone stays safe, everybody's provided for. We make it look easier than it is. That's to me the misconception.
I love that. I love that. Okay, so if somebody's listening to this and they would like to work with you or they would like more information, what
Yeah.
is the best way to get in touch with you? What are you doing these days?
Yeah. So, gosh, we're doing so much. I would say the best way is to check me out on Instagram.
Mhm.
So that's at Lisa M. Easton on Instagram. That's like the best way to consume my content and to kind of learn about me. And then the link in the bio will take you to any other
Perfect.
programs that we have.
Awesome. And I'll put all the links in the show notes. So
Cool.
before we let you go, Lisa, if somebody's listening to this and they are considering maybe, divorce or separation or having a kid on their own or whatever, or they're going through it, what would be some words of encouragement that you could leave them with today?
I would say trust your gut. I feel like every woman has an intuition and it's so strong, and we just have to learn to pay attention to it. They come in whispers, as Oprah always says, right? But when you start to pay attention to the whispers, man, you'll get so much better at really effective decision making. And you'll understand timing, and your gut's going to tell you exactly the time that you're supposed to do whatever it is you're supposed to do. So just trust that.
I love that so much. And we love you and we're obsessed with you.
Yeah.
This was awesome. I'm so excited to watch you take off because I feel like this is the beginning of your journey and you have like 100 more years to like change the world
Yes,
here. So I
absolutely.
love this. And you're just the most like so powerful. And, I love that you support your kids and you're helping them live their dreams. And that's how we heal generational trauma. That's how we change cycles is by investing in our children emotionally, spiritually, financially. So I'm so appreciative of your authenticity and vulnerability. And thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me. You're so wonderful. I love you. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of How Does She Do It All? If you loved this conversation, be sure to check out freshstartsregistry.com to learn more. Our theme music is provided by Matthew Searing, with additional vocals by Jackie, Cheryl, and Jackson Searing. And remember, you are doing an amazing job. Keep showing up, keep embracing the journey, and we'll see you next time.